Hello, my name is Taquisha Gibson, and this is my persuasive presentation. I've always been a little different than the crowd. My mom would call me her different child. I had a lot of little quirky ways about myself. I was quiet, and I didn't have many friends, but that was okay with me. As an adult, I still do things a little different than the crowd. I still have those quirky ways about myself. I still shy away from the crowd. But those differences now make me unique, a trendsetter. You see, I don't have to have the fanciest cars or the biggest house or the most extravagant clothes or designer bags. But what I do strive for is financial independence, being able to live financially secure and being able to uh, bring generational wealth to me and my family that will last long after I'm gone. So I just thought I'd stop by and give you a couple tips that could help you become financially independent, to help you to be able to take care of your family and to be able to build generational wealth for your family. And maybe just a little different than the norm. So what is financial security? Financial independence. Financial independence is the status of having enough income to pay one's living expenses for the rest of your life without having to be employed or depending on others. So the first tip I will give is to spend less than you earn. I know you've probably heard this a lot of times, but spending less than you earn is hard to do. Um, it is a rule of thumb that that you save at least 10 to 15% of your earnings in an investment fund, maybe a 401k, given by your job, or outside mutual fund or savings account. This 10% will be for your retirement. If you have a job and you're working at a job and they offer to match 6% or 10%, you definitely want to take advantage of that and at least put the percentage that they're matching. Also, you will need another type of savings, which is your emergency fund. Your emergency fund should have at least 3 months to 6 months of worth of your income. Now, I know this might seem like a lot, and I'm asking you to save 10% of your earnings, and then I'm also asking you to save 3 months to 6 months of your earnings. But this is needed. The emergency funds is in case you lose your job, in case you get sick and you can't work, or you have a car accident and you have to pay your deductible, or we live in the South, hurricanes, you have to pay your deductibles. So that's very important. And it's doable also. Maybe you need to look at your finances, see where you can cut some stuff off. Maybe you like to go out to eat a lot. Maybe you'd like to do a lot of activities, movies, bowling, vacation, and all that stuff is very great. That's good. I encourage you to do that. But I first encourage you to at least put this emergency fund have this emergency fund available in case of an emergency. And then after you've done that, which may take you a year, it may take you a year and a half, but after you've done that, that money will always be there. And then you can enjoy yourself. That 10% will paying yourself every week, you're going to have to always do that for your retirement. One reason is because Social Security is not guaranteed, and you don't want to depend on the government for your retirement. I would also like to talk to you about a typical American family. I made up this fictitious family, but it's true. We'll call it the American family. The American family is in a 3,000 square foot home with a 4-car garage. They have a pool and they have a tennis court. The garage holds Mrs. American BMW, Mr. American's Ford F-150, and the twins both have Ford Mustangs. The American family income is around 84%, but their debt to income ratio is 81%. That is because 5,700 of the $7,000 that they bring home, they spend in debt. 1,700 goes on their house note, $1,500 goes on the car note, $1,500 goes on the credit card bills, and then you have $1,000 for the student loans. I know this might not seem like something you have going on or somebody in your family or people you know, But the reality is, if you're spending more than 50% of your income on debt, then you are a typical American family. But you don't have to all be like that. Another tip is, one of the biggest investment you'll make is probably on a home. The rule of thumb for a home is that you want to spend no more than 3 times your income on a home, a purchase of a home. So say if you have if you make $50,000, then you should only be spending around 150, 130 on a home. If you have a combined income of over $100,000, then you can spend no $250, $300 on a home. But you shouldn't spend any more than that. Even if you want a bigger home, you can always get less of a home, but never get big of a home, because you don't want to be home poor. You don't want to have all your money tied up into a home. Also, when it comes down to financing your home, you want to make sure your credit score is good at the time that you get a home, so you get the best credit score. And I also recommend a 15-year mortgage versus a 30-year mortgage. You'll save a lot of interest and pay off your principal much faster. And also, you won't have to have that big debt hanging over your head. A 15-year mortgage will only cost about $300-$400 more than a 30-year mortgage, so I definitely recommend that. Last tip I'll give you is one that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but one that happens all the time. Just imagine if you or your spouse, something was to happen to you and you would die an untimely death. Well, would you be able to, or would your spouse be able to still live the same type of lifestyle? Would they still be able to stay in the house that you guys have? Would they still be able to drive the car? Would the kids' college be provided for? Those are a lot of things you have to think about. In life insurance, make sure that if anything happened to you, that your family will be taken care of. Between the ages of 20 and 40, life insurance is very inexpensive. I definitely recommend term life insurance versus whole life insurance. Term life insurance, you get a lot of benefits for a low premium. That's a good way to have money available if something happens to you, and there's no other way that you could do that. And I also recommend that you don't depend on your work life insurance, because your work life insurance is not going to provide you with the security you need. If you leave that job or you were to get sick, you have 30 days to get another insurance, and then you have to prove insurability. If you are overweight at the time, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes at the time, it's going to be high. Or just, unfortunately, if you get cancer or something like that, you're not even going to be insured. So I recommend it right now to get life insurance for your family outside of your job, while you're healthy, while you can afford it. I know a lot of these things you might already know, and some you might not know. Financial independence takes time. It takes consistency. But you can do it for your family. You can do it for yourself. You have the opportunity. You are going to school to get your degree to better your life. So let's make sure these finances are taken care of. Let's make sure your family is taken care of. You can do it.